They are an organization that helps families of political prisoners, and they run amazing campaigns like donating to like their commissary of political prisoners and etc. So every year I go to a conference and we meet up with other families, and if there's one thing that I learned from the other cases or other families is that like it's all very intellectual people that they go after, because they know like they easily win the hearts and minds of our people, you know. It's either that or they go for like the most vulnerable young adults. Like there's a case, they're not Palestinian, but I believe they're like Somalian. Our government went after young boys who were playing paintball. And these kids were just like goofing around and speaking in Arabic and saying Allahu Akbar, you know, like joking around. And they used that as evidence and put them in prison. But I believe they did that to scare other people that like you can go to jail too just for you being a young Muslim in America. You know, they target anyone and everyone to scare other people because they want us to fit into their stereotypical Western society ideology, and they want us to be like robots in this society. But yeah, they go after the most intellectual men. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? I guess for the sake of time, it's 8 o'clock. So
yeah.
If any more questions, Nida. Yes, sorry.
I have a comment. I have the honor to meet your dad, and we hosted him here a few times in our city. So we are proud of you. He was among us right now. He will be proud of you too. So we are really glad.
Thank you. It means a lot to hear that because I would come a lot as a kid with my dad to New Orleans. New Orleans it is a second home to me, and I know he's touched the hearts of so many people here. My family is here, so thank you for mentioning that.
I want to say one more comment. After the creation of the State of Israel, Golda Meir, the Prime Minister, said, to solve the Palestinian problem, we need to get rid of this current generation then.
Yeah.
But they found they are mistaken in 1987 when the Intifada started, that the new generation is more resilient to believe in the cause more than the generation before. The same thing. Your father was the creation of the new movement in a way. In their time, there was a few Palestinians who basically not afraid to talk. And the Zionist movement, Zionist lobby in the United States control the US government. And they did the same mistake. They figured if we can imprison a few activists, we'll solve the problem. But they did the same mistake. Now we have millions, not just Palestinians, from the whole world fighting for the cause of Palestine. Not just the Muslim. In fact, our fellow Jewish will us fighting for the cause of Palestine, to free Palestine. So my message to you, we will not give up and we will not stop until Palestine is free and all the prisoners are free, inshallah.
Thank you. What would send us away with some of your dad's great work?
So I do want to mention that I have some of my dad's masabih. I was only able to bring 8. I don't know if I have any more left.
So
there they are.
Can you tell us about, so real quick, plug. We have some merchandise in the back. All of this is actually created by Shukri Abubaker in prison. You'll see some of his artwork. The shirts are some of his artwork, and then the masabih. Tell us about the masabih.
There's
how
a few
he makes
examples.
them. This is very unique.
Yes, so my dad actually made these masabih. These stones are actually made of bread, like toast. It was lockdown. He was bored in his prison cell, and oh, hi, sorry. He started messing around with a piece of bread and realized that it hardens into stone. And he made dozens turn into hundreds and thousands, and he turned them into prayer beads. And he told us that he wasn't going to make any more because his cellie is no longer with him, and it's too much for him to make them alone. But he ended up surprising us with a whole new batch recently, and holding one is like holding resistance and resilience in my hand. My dad doesn't let the shackles confine his hands. He doesn't let prison wire his brain. In fact, he is able to share art with us, and I think that is a very big blessing, and it's a very beautiful thing that he's able to share this stuff with us, and it's so hard to even get this resource in prison. The little yarn that you see is like from fabric that he finds, like the torn up shirt, or like even his prayer mat. He like tear the yarn apart or the string and make it into fringe. So he finds anything and he makes something out of nothing. And I think that's so beautiful. I do want to end with poetry.
So for all of you that don't know, with him singing on the phone, right? He's a very artistic man, very artistic. And Nida, I think, got those good genes because she's also an artist and she's also very artistic. If you ever get a chance to see some of her artwork, it's very beautiful. I have one of them hanging in my house. But I think, again, I think it kind of, it gives you insight on the kind of person he is and why he's been able to do what he's done throughout his life. And one of the things that he's done throughout his time in prison is work on his poetry. And if, I read his poetry, I get his emails, and I follow it. It's amazing how it's transformed over the years. And he's currently working on a publication of a book of poetry, along with several other works with some other publishers. And I think his poetry tells you a lot. And yeah, I think Nida's going to share some of that with us right now.
Yeah. Okay, so the first piece that I'm going to read, I actually, when they asked me for a title for our session tonight, I was inspired by this poem. So the title of this session is What They Don't Know. The title of this poem is called What They Don't See. It goes like this. My reflection did not lie, this mirror. A messenger and I stand before the truth. Time is my ally. My foes will not parade my bones just yet or ever. Day by day, I melt into the infinite past, but my spirit grows burning in my enemy's eyes. Humbly, I studied my face. The messenger spoke the truth. My enemy had gone blind, and I can see future and past. So that was the first poem. The next one is one of my favorites. To me, it is about dreaming of a free self only to be awakened by the brutal reality of imprisonment and of occupation. It's called Rebuttal. I said, I was born alive and free. They said, we were not looking. I said, I won't perish willingly. They said, we'll have to wait and see. I said, I had a big dream. They said, now you have a bigger us. Picture the torture, I murmured. You are neither alive nor free, they said. You're a baffled buffalo on the last native frontier, no longer sacred or green. I am my forefathers, old, unfell. I outbreathe your chokehold. Standing, I am a seed with heart. I recast ashen orchards, your torch into rainforests with 1,000,000 species of color. Alive, free, invincible, alive, free, in. And before I could close, a bang on the door slapped my eyes open. Making rounds, a keen guard wanted to make sure I was still alive and did not perish in the deep of some rhetoric midnight dream. I don't even know how he's able to put together all these words that just move a person, you know?
No, he's always been a man of words, and he used his words very wisely, and till this day he still does. Any message you want to leave us with? I mean, you've said a lot of great things, and I think everyone is going to leave here tonight invigorated, just like I feel, and hopeful that we can do more to support you and your family and the families of political prisoners, but also to work towards making sure that one day they are free. So, any last comments you want to leave us with?
Just thank you, and I'm proud of everyone for being here. I mean, you could have been doing anything else tonight, but you chose to come be here, to stand with us, to stand for humanity, and this is one step closer to liberation, whether it feels like it or not. It is. So.
Thank you.
On behalf of the New Orleans community, thank you, Nida, for being here and sharing your story with us and being so vulnerable. I know this is probably hard, and oftentimes, to share personal information with people you don't know can be very difficult, and you do it so gracefully. And so thank you so much, because I think it's truly inspirational to listen to someone like yourself and witness what you've gone through, and it's not easy to share that, right? It's not easy to be as vulnerable as you were tonight, but I'm sure everyone appreciates it, so thank you for being here. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to the Freedom Forum for allowing us to use this space and supporting us. Please don't forget my uncle in your prayers. Don't forget anyone that was associated with the Holy Land Foundation or any of the political prisoners. Continue doing what you're doing. I think, we all can do a little bit more, every single one of us. It's never enough. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm never doing enough. But I think if we all continue to do what we're doing, and most importantly, as a Muslim, at the end of the day, I have faith, and I always pray and hope that, Allah will answer our calls eventually. We know He will. And so keep my uncle and his family in your prayers, and keep doing what you're doing. And thank you guys all for being here.